Bet you haven't seen my crazy hair. Alright. Weather's warming up when the kills come out. Look at that, bird's nest. Welcome back everybody. This is Marylin from Rossano's Casa. We are back for another quickie episode. Today I'm making my chimichurri sauce. Now, traditionally I would hand chop this, all the herbs, but I don't have time. So I am going to do it in the food processor, and I know some people are like very, very anti food processor for this recipe. However, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Sorry. But anyway, it's quick, it's easy, it's delicious. I love chimichurri. I, like most weeks, make a jar of chimichurri to keep in the fridge. I lather that on my scrambled eggs. I put it on steak, grilled chicken. I make like burrito bowls. I add it to everything. Wraps, melts, focaccia, my choripan focaccia. It is delicious. It is one of those things. It's, I think, traditionally Argentinian, South American of some sort. My mum used to always make it growing up. This is my version. Anyway, we're going to do it in there, and I'm sorry if it offends anyone. Apart from that, I'll run through the ingredients with you because it's nice and quick. It is like a fresh herb sort of relish sauce, call it what you want. There is parsley in there. There is a fresh parsley, fresh coriander or cilantro, fresh oregano. I'm going to add some chili to this. I want a bit of heat to it. If you do not have chili, you can just add dried chili flakes or leave it out. Usually I use an shallot, but I'm going to use a red onion today, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. Good amount. You do want to taste garlic in this. I cannot stress that enough. Salt, pepper, red wine vinegar, and olive oil. That is it. Maybe other people add stuff to it. That's my combination. There has been times where I couldn't find oregano, so you can use semi-dried oregano leaves or dry oregano leaves. I would probably reduce the amount a little bit because dried oregano is always a bit more stronger in taste. But use fresh where you can. So apart from that, let's start processing it, shall we? All right, I am going to start by adding the liquid into the food processor. I feel like it just helps the process a little bit when it starts to blitz. The liquid at the bottom helps a bit. So I've got red wine vinegar. If you don't have red wine vinegar, you can use white wine, but red wine is best. So I'm going to add in olive oil. And I just realized I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore last week's episode. You know when you buy a new t-shirt and you just really like it? Yeah, that's me. All right, so we have put in our oil, our red wine vinegar. Sorry guys, it's Friday afternoon. I'm a bit sloppy here. I recipe developed a limoncello and raspberry tiramisu for next week's supper club, and I should have really made a sugar syrup and added limoncello into it to dunk the ladyfingers. I thought, no, I'll just try to dunk it straight into the limoncello. Holy hell, it is like too strong. Anyway, I digress. So we're going to go in with our oregano. We're going to go in, actually, you know what? Sloppy Maz. Go with the oregano, but I'm going to actually add in the chili first. I'm going to leave the seeds in. I'm just going to roughly chop it just so that everything blitzes at a similar size and not take longer and then it's completely minced all the herbs. So we're going to go in with the onion, roughly chop it as you can see, just kind of cutting it into quarters. I might actually do it a bit smaller. So if you wanted to do this by hand, by all means you can. You literally, but there's a lot of finely chopping, I would say. Definitely. You still want the herbs to be chunky. It's not a complete paste. Well, it's never going to be a paste because it's a bit more liquidy than that. But you never want it to be too fine that it's just like water. And sometimes in takeaway places you will get that because they're going to water it down because, as you can see, it would get quite expensive to use as much herbs. So make it yourself, guys. I'm going to chop this up. I'm going to add it in there and then come back. All right, let's go in with our garlic. These are huge, these garlics. I've just chopped it in half. We'll go in with our salt and pepper. So I'm kind of putting all the things like the onion, the garlic at the bottom so that the processor gets to them first before it gets to the herbs. don't know the mechanics of a processor. That's just how I found every time I've made it in the past. We'll go in with our fresh coriander or cilantro, as some people call it. I grew up with my mum calling it cilantro, so it was normal for me to know that. Much of my friends were like, what the hell is this when they're reading kind of American recipes? Fresh flat leaf parsley. Do not be alarmed by how much herbs there are. Like once this blitzes, it will all collapse, as we like to call it. And that's it. That is it. You can pulse it. I'm just going to put it on low speed because mine is not like an industrial food processor that's going to completely destroy it. So I'll put it on low speed. You can pulse it. Show you the texture that we want, and then I'm going to transfer it into a really clean, washed jar. This amount, I think the recipe on the website, I've doubled it for the video and this amount because I'm making 500 mils. But apart from that, there you have it. Okay, I'll show you after I process it. All right, here it is. As you can see, there's still chunks in it. So that's probably, I would say, the difference between a food processor and a blender. A blender would have absolutely made this like a puree. And we don't want that. You still want the chunks in there. Can you see the herbs? Because when you put it on top of steak or chicken, you ultimately want there to be still texture to it. And what I love about this is that the vinegar in the recipe is beautiful. Like it's that nice acid flavor that cuts through the fat of the meat or the chicken when you lather it on there. There is heat. If you do not like chili, leave it out. It is totally optional, or you could deseed it. The garlic, anyway, the freshness of the herbs, it is perfect. I really highly encourage you to make it. I'm going to pop it into the jar and see you guys out. Yeah, I've made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. I will put the lid on the jar, give it a little bit of a wash on the outside, and that is it. It is good to go to keep in your fridge for the week ahead. To be honest, I've had this in my fridge for 2 weeks at a time and it's fine, but it won't last. If you are cooking a beautiful steak, tomahawk, ribeye, something like that, something that has fat to it, marble, you're going to want to make this, lather it on top. If you want to buy some chorizo sausages, grill them up. You can make a choripan, which is basically a hot dog, buy a nice crusty white loaf of like a bread roll, open it up, add the grilled chorizo in there, lather this all over it. You could add some fresh endive leaves, tomato, like whatever you like. I have made focaccia, added some chorizo on there, or just and lathered this on, left the chorizo out. If you don't like it or don't like sausages, you can make nice toasties, grilled melts, so beautiful crusty bread. It's a nice combination of like cheddar and Gruyere cheese, ham, salami. Put some of this chimichurri on there, toast it. Sensational. What do I say? Grill some beautiful skin on chicken thigh cutlets, skin side down first. Roast it in the oven for about 30 minutes. You would have seen my other YouTube video. I'll try and link it below, where I did the grilled chicken with the nice herb relish. You can replace that herb relish with this. Scrambled eggs, fried eggs in the morning, some chimichurri lathered on top. I mean, anyway, this is, if someone said to me, you're on a desert island, what would you take? This, probably this and chorizo. I'd be happy for the rest of my life. Anyway, hope you like this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. I will link the recipe below for you to make. I would love to know in the comment section if you make it, how you ate it, what you thought of the recipe, anything you changed or tweaked. But apart from that, I'm going to be starting to share a lot more recipes that I make at my supper clubs like I did last week. It's becoming a thing, which I love. Hopefully I can nail this limoncello and fresh raspberry tiramisu, and hopefully I can make it and share it with you in next week's YouTube episode. Anyway, that's it for me. Love you and leave you. Bye.